All right, so I am going to do the smart recorder to record inputs into an inventory system. So the inventory system I'm using is this Inflow on-premise, and you can download it for free and just kind of use it. All right, so my goal is going to be to take a CSV. Let me find where I have it. Oh, it's gonna be to take this CSV and import these three inventory items into Inflow. All right, and I'm changing these because all the codes have to be unique inside of the system that I'm using. All right, so make sure to have the window open before you start Smart Recorder. It's going to need you to do that. Oh, and I'm going to click New. I'm going to click Smart Recorder, and I'm going to let me just. All right, and then I'll click. You have to click the program, and it's up here at the top. So I'm going to click Start. Now I'm going to click on this top left just because this spot is available in every window. So if you're opening it or if you're in the middle of something, it'll still work. So I'm going to click here. I'm going to click on Inventory even though it actually showed up, just because I need to make sure that Automation Anywhere is going to record that I clicked on that item. Then I'm going to click on New Product. For whatever reason, it does not like that click. So you'll see I'm going to change the method of selecting that a little bit later. All right, first off, I'm just going to enter some test codes. So I'm going to do it just as if I were to do it normally, manually, the first time. And even though default category was already there, I need to make sure I'm clicking it so that Automation Anywhere can kind of see that I clicked it and then I put a value in there. Test description. All right, so that's my goal. So just put that information in there. Make sure to save it. I saw it come down here. Go ahead and click New. All right, so I'm going to stop it. All right, I'm going to call this Smart Recorder Inflow version 3. I'll click Save. All right, so these are all the steps that I went through to record what I did. I clicked on the window, Inflow on-premise. It clicked on that inventory button. It should have also then clicked on new, like a new product. And then it inputted the item name / code, the type, and then after it clicked on type, it clicked the stocked product. It clicked on the category drop down, and it clicked on default category. Then it went into the description box, and it typed description, but I misspelled it a little bit in there. Then it says sales price, but it actually is the cost, it looks like, for the $10. In this next section, it has the $12 for the actual price. So the text box, it looks like it might have messed up the value there. And then it clicked Save, and it clicked New. All right, so after you record something, the best thing you want to do is run it again. So I'm going to go ahead and change the item code because it needs to be unique every time. And then I'm going to save it, and I'm going to run it. And we're going to see if it works. So it's going to open this. It's going to click inventory. It's going to click new, stock product, test description, 10, 12, save. All right, perfect. So it worked exactly like I wanted it to. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to open our CSV. A habit of flying right by it. There it is. Read from CSV. I'll put it at the top. All right, you can choose CSV or text. And I'm going to click arrows. And I have to navigate to where that file was again. All right. Now if I look at it, I'll notice it has some headers. It has commas as its delimiters. So I need to take those things into account. So I kept the comma as a delimiter. It does have a header. And I make sure to always delete this leading and trailing spaces, just so you don't have spaces in your text that you're working with, because most of the time you really don't want spaces. All right, and then I'll click Save. All right, and then it creates a few lines. It has a read from CSV, and then it has a start loop and an end loop. So basically what it wants to do is it knows that if you're going to import a CSV, that it's very likely you're going to want to do some operation over every line in that CSV, which we do. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. But what we want to do is we want to put this loop just around the inputs. So we'll move this all the way to the bottom. And the top, I like to keep the comment with it. Just kind of lets you know some more information about how to use the loop. And we want to put it after we navigate, but before we start putting information in. So right here, before we started entering the code. All right, got that. We have our CSV. All right, perfect. So the next thing we need to do is for all the values that are in the CSV, we need to create a variable to hold that information. So we're going to create a variable for code, type, description, category, cost, and normal price. Normal price has a space, so we're just going to call it price. And I'm putting V in front of my variables just so you kind of know what they mean. The code, but for now they're just going to be blank. Okay, let me make another one. For type. Oh, type. Yep. Description, category. Description. Category. It's going to be cost and price. Cost. Price. All right. So in place where we have the value for code, we want to replace that with the values coming from our CSV. So it tells you how to do that. You're going to want to use the file data column variable for the CSV. It made that whenever we said open it. And then we're going to want to put the information into our variables. So what we need to do, go get a variable operation, put it right here. We want to set code to the variable that the CSV created for us. And code, this is the column. We enter the column, and the column's 1, because it's the first column. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and, if you hit copy and paste, it's going to make a few more. So that's a little bit easier for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pretty sure we got 6. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we got 6 columns. So I'm going to open this one, and it has information from the last one. So the second column was type. That's just doing the file data column. It's from the CSV, and it's just the second column. So I'm going to hit save for 2. And the third column, let's see, I think it was description. Yep, description. I'll put description here. And that was column 3. Save that. Then we're going to want to go to category. I'm pretty sure that's next. Yep. Then category was number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Good deal. All right, save it. I'm gonna do cost. It's gonna be number 5. And then price is the last one. Price. Just number 6. Column 6. Alright. Okay, so the other thing I want to do is I do want to open the program. Let's save our work real quick. So I'm going to open the program using open program files. Alright, now you got to find the path for the program. And how you do that is you can find your program. Alright. And then if you right click on the icon, you should be able to get properties. Apps, maybe I can do it here. So I know whenever you open it, you will have it in the icon at the bottom on the taskbar. You hit properties. Once you get to the properties, it pulls up a window like this, and it's normally going to have your file you want to use in the executable. Alright, so I copied that. I'll go ahead and paste it there. And I'll click save. And I also want to wait just a little bit for it, because it takes a little bit to open up. You can click wait, and you can make wait for window. Alright. And then I'll say what window? So inflow. We're going to wait for 25 seconds, and if it doesn't see it, then I just want to stop the task. I don't want to do anything else. All right. So it's going to open it. It's going to navigate to it. It's going to identify our variables for every line. The next thing we need to do is it still has the hard-coded values in there. So we need to open those. And we need to replace them with our variables. So this is the item code. If you hit F2, it'll bring up your variable list. And I'll go ahead and put v code. And delete the rest of it out. Hit save. Then the next thing is type. That just selected type. And this actually entered type. Alright, so we need to move that. Hit F2. And we will put type. Alright, and then we have category. And we will insert category. I forgot to leave out the rest of it. So leave it just with category. Variables have a star sign at the front and the end. Click save. Alright. Oh, I missed description. So description's right here. Alright, instead of putting in all my mistyping, we're going to go ahead and get the description. Delete the rest of it out. Description. Alright, and this is actually the cost, and you can see the cost is the object value here. For whatever reason, it brought in price. So F2 again. Bring in cost right here. Save. And then my last one is price. Alright, so I'm going to click on this. Price. So V and price. And save it. Alright, and then at the end of it, I typically like to close the program just to make it nice and clean. Alright, so I'll need to click this X. The easiest way to record it is it's already set to Smart Recorder right now. So if I click record and I have it clicked at the bottom, it's going to go ahead and record it and put the steps just at the bottom. So yep, I want to open that window. That's the program I'm working on. Then I want to hit X. Alright, and I'll click stop. Alright, and you can see it's right here. It closes it out. So I'll leave that all the way at the end after my loop so that it doesn't interrupt anything. I should close the program. Alright, I think that's everything I needed to do. So I'm going to, alright, I closed the inflow program already. And I'm going to click run, and let's see how it works. And I'll say it does seem to have a hard time identifying this new product by its ID code. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel it. If you hit escape, it should cancel it. I'm going to hit X. I'm going to go here. On this one, since it has a hard time finding its code, and this picture is pretty unique, I'm going to go ahead and tell it to select by image. So I want it to match the image. Oh, I need to tell it to left click when it gets there. Hit save. Alright, so let's try it again. So run. Worked better that time. Alright, now it's putting all the values from the CSV. Alright, and then I close the tab. So if we open it back up, and we open our CSV, alright, it should have added items 31, 32, and 33. So let's go to inventory, we'll go to the same screen. Alright, and it did. It added 31, 32, and 33. Alright, so that's how you use the Smart Recorder to take information from a CSV and put it into a desktop app.